Christmas Eve. Story and pictures by Anna Marie Chow.
To my family and friends, Merry Christmas.
Chapter 1. Eve and Family. Eve lives in a big house in the North Pole. She has 2 elder brothers, Bill and Ben, 1 elder sister, Holly, 1 younger brother, James, and a younger sister, Jenny. Her mother is May and her father is Jen. She loves her family. One day, they started planting vegetables and raising a lot of chickens. They grew some tomatoes, carrots, cabbages, and many more vegetables. Chapter 2. Bored at Home. One day, some people in the North Pole have started taking drugs. Since then, more and more people have started taking drugs. May and Jen were worried that their kids would learn from these people and begin to take drugs. So May and Jen kept the kids at home and didn't let them go out. Because of that, the kids were very bored at home. They looked out at the window every day until nighttime. May took care of the kids all day. The kids were still bored even though May let them play computer games and her iPhone.
It's nearly Christmas,
said James.
but how can we go Christmas shopping and buy Christmas tree if we cannot go out?
May said, My dear boy, Daddy can go to the shopping mall himself and buy us a big Christmas tree. Is that good, honey? James said.
Yeah, it's great, but how can we choose?
May said, Oh baby, do you know that we can use WhatsApp? Daddy can send us photos on WhatsApp. Let me get my iPhone. See, it's your daddy. We can send him things here, like hello. Eve said,
But Mom, we can't just type things to Dad. We need your iPhone.
May said, No, you can ask Ben or Bill. They have iPhones too, honey. Chapter 3. Letters for Santa. Ding dong. The doorbell rang. May said, Oh, your daddy is back home, honey. The kids said,
Yeah, Daddy is back.
They opened the door.
Daddy,
The kids said,
you're back.
Jen went into the house and said, My little ones, do you want to see the letters? Eve said,
Yes, let's look at the letters.
All the letters were for Santa. Many people, even kids, wanted drugs for Christmas.
Dear Santa, can I have 100 drugs for me and my family for Christmas? Best wishes, Kate, Ken, and family.
Chapter 4. Eve's Plan.
Why do people take drugs, Daddy?
Jenny said, They take drugs because they thought that drugs would make them happy. But it's wrong, said Jen.
Who tells them drugs will make them happy?
Asked Eve. The people who made drugs, said Jen. They are awful. At night, Eve had a bad dream and a sweet dream. The nightmare was about her dad taking drugs, and then the whole family starts to take drugs. The sweet dream. Everybody in the North Pole has stopped taking drugs. They play in the park. Eve and her family can go outside now, and everybody was happy. Then Eve heard the sweet sound of her mom waking her up. She opened her eyes.
It's just a dream,
she thought. But when she looked up, she saw her mom. Eve said,
Mom, can I go out just one time? I want to tell people not to take drugs.
May said, No, honey, you can't go out. Eve nodded her head sadly and said,
Okay, Mom.
Then Eve has an idea. She drew a picture and showed it to her dad and mom. Chapter 5. Christmas is saved.
Mom, Dad, can we go out and say don't take drugs to the people?
Asked Eve. It's a great idea, but, said Jen.
Thanks, Dad. Let's go,
said Eve. All right, said May. I see you truly want to do it. They went out to say to everybody,
don't take drugs.
They also explained why, and it worked. A lot of people stopped taking drugs now, and now the people send different letters to Santa. They no longer want drugs for Christmas anymore. Eve and her family were so glad to see that the people wouldn't take drugs now, and the kids were not bored because they could go outside, and guess what? Chapter 6. Christmas Eve. What came next to Eve? Eve saved Christmas. There could have been no Christmas for everyone had she not persuaded them not to take drugs. She became Little Miss Santa in this town. Santa asked her to deliver presents to everyone the night before Christmas. This night is now known as Christmas Eve. The last thing Eve wanted to say to you in this story is
Wishing you all a Merry Christmas.
the end. Thank you.